Hello, my fellow members of Boston Sports Nation. Welcome to another edition of the Royal Rooters podcast. I believe you're on episode 32, the February the 5th of 2026 episode. Let's get into some news. So, as we said, we weren't going to record unless there was news and stuff like that, and then found out, there's a lot of stuff going on. Today, not just Celtics trade news and stuff like that, but there's also like some Patriots news. The WBC rosters were announced today, and there were some Red Sox on that roster, and we did see something. So apparently, a certain Boston Bruin is going to be a flag bearer for his country in the Winter Olympics in a few weeks or next week or so. So that's interesting. So let's get into it. All right. Celtics trade news. So it looks like we kind of got rid of some people today just so we could stay a little bit under that, get out of that luxury tax kind of threshold, which, by the way, that's a dumb freaking thing. We'll get into why it's dumb in a little bit. But first, let us talk about what the news. Oh, sorry. Went too far. All right. Hold on. Now I have to go back up. Back. Here we are. All right. Gotta find the Shams notifications via ESPN. All right. So it looks like today it looks like today the Celtics did get rid of some people today, and these people were. Let me get to first trade. Oh, we already passed. Never mind. We already passed. All right, here we are. So the Celtics, it looks like they traded Chris Bougier to the Utah Jazz for, I believe, this dude. We'll find out who it was in a little bit, but like they did get somebody in return for that. It was like kind of like a player I even heard of even existed till today. All right. And then who else? Josh Minot will be going to Brooklyn. So he'll be going to the Nets. Not sure yet what the return would be, but it looks like he's on it. He was on his way out. And then let's see what else. And then it looks like Xavier Tillman is also getting traded to the Charlotte Hornets. And I think this one basically was the bigger one just for the fact that it got us out of the luxury tax kind of threshold and got us out of that apron. So the Hornets get like $3.5 million in the deal. So, okay, yeah. So, yeah. But it also kind of helps us out too now since we got Nikola Vucevic, and it looks like the trade actually officially went through today. So he is now going to be an official member of the Boston Celtics when we do resume action tomorrow. So, yeah. So I wonder if that was more like get everybody out or get the Bougier, Minot, and Tillman out of the roster. And a little bit is to try to get out under that luxury tax threshold. All right. And as I said, I was going to find out who the Celtics got in return for Bougier because it looks like we did get a player out of it. No. All right. Here we are. I thought we had it. Okay. Here. All right. Sorry about that. That's taking a little bit long. Here we are. Celtics. All right. So we got in return John Tunji. I hope I'm pronouncing that name right. We'll figure it out eventually, but it looks like that's who we got in return for Bougier. And it looks like when I'm looking at the dude's Instagram, he's a believer in Christ from Wisconsin, Omaha. Looks like he is part of Cameroon's national basketball team. All right, cool. All right, that's kind of cool. I mean, not sure where he'll fit on the roster or what he might do, what his role might be, but it looks like, all right, well, welcome. All right, nice. And it looks like it also was announced today. It looks like Amari Williams will be getting a multi-year deal out of all that. So nice. All right. Nice. Very nice. But yeah, so yeah, I kind of figured that there would be more trades happening. I'm not sure we were getting more players out of instead of Vucevic, but it looked like that looks like that some players had to beat it at this point. And it looks like Bougier, it looked like he wasn't getting any playing time. It looked like Minot wasn't really panning out. I thought it was. The real one I was really kind of upset about and really kind of sad that he had to go was Xavier Tillman, just for the fact that that dude kind of became a fan favorite in here. He was like really kind of integral part of that 2024 championship squad. He was kind of like, in a way, like a Kevin Millar in a way. He was like that dude, really likable guy. And I thought, he's gone. But I haven't really seen him play as much this year so far, so maybe it is kind of for the best. And as I said, gets us under that luxury tax, which I really think that's also a stupid thing. Let's talk about that. So I listened to an episode of Paul Pierce's podcast that he does with Danny Green. I'm trying to think who else too. But it's called No Fouls Given. And literally they went over the whole luxury tax thing, how it's so dumb and stupid, and there really should not really be a luxury tax whatsoever, or even a salary cap whatsoever. You should be able to give whatever free agent whatever pay they need to get. Kind of deal. I really feel like, and they kind of said too, I really feel like the reason they put that in was for these small market teams. I think for the most part, because they acted poor, like OKC acted like, oh, poor is us, ums for the poor. We can't give money to players, so we're going to make the rest of the league suffer because of this, especially the people like Boston and stuff like that. I thought, so no wonder. Yeah, and they used the whole, like, that's probably the whole Golden State Warriors as an example. Like, this is why we can't have super teams, guys. That means they'll hog all the players. That means we gotta have that or luxury tax kind of thing, and it's just, they're trying to, what kind of the MLB is trying to do with the whole like Dodgers thing, and say, like, hey, see guys, the Dodgers are dominating now. That's why we need a salary cap in the MLB. Which, by the way, none of the players will ever agree to that. No, the players' union will never agree to that whatsoever. Which means the lockout's coming now. I don't want to talk about that now. Yeah. But yeah, exactly. Yeah. What I'm trying to say is, hey, small market teams that are cheap, guess what? This is what happens when you win it, or when you spend on players. You win a championship like the Dodgers or the Golden State Warriors in the past. Something like that. Yeah, so because that's the only reason you'll get some of these players to come to your stupid team is you throw the money at them. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't work, that's why you have research. That's why you have a scouting team. This is why you have the resources you have to make sure, hey, would this be a smart decision? Would this be a dumb decision? My God, take a risk. That is called having a business. Take a risk. It's just so stupid that these small market teams are the reason why we have to have this. And why we couldn't keep everybody together for the most part. Like Porzingis and Drew Holiday and other people like Al Horford. Saying, like, we got to have this luxury tax, man, because you know what? We got to do the whole the poor for us and stuff like shit. It's just... All right. But anyway, yeah. Best of luck to Chris Bougier, Xavier Tillman, and Anthony Simons, and also, Josh Minot. Yeah. Yes, his name kind of went there, yeah. But yeah, and welcome Nikola Vucevic and John Tunji. I hope I'm pronouncing that name right, but we'll figure it out. The dude we got from Utah that I just found out about. I think that's how you pronounce it, but I could be wrong too. I could easily be wrong too. All right, up next, let's talk about the Red Sox. And so, news was today. Did we make another trade? I wish. Still nothing yet on that. And nothing since, roster-wise move. Or not since roster wise news that has been reported since then. But it looks like roster wise, at least for the WBC, looks like tonight was the announcement of the WBC rosters, or the World Baseball Classic rosters, or basically the Baseball World Cup in a way. And it looks like we got a few Red Sox participating in these games or on these teams. Let's read them off. It looks like Garrett Whitlock will be pitching for Team USA. Congrats. All right. Ceddanne Raffaello will be playing for Team Netherlands. Congrats. All right. Next, Masataka Yoshida will be playing for Team Japan. Nice. Congrats. All right. Jaron Duran will be playing for Team Mexico. Congrats. I think it's because I think one of his parents is of Mexican heritage and stuff like that. That's what a lot of these guys sometimes do. Like, Team Italy's teams are mostly made up of Americans of Italian descent and stuff like that. Heck, Ireland could get a World Baseball Classic team, and I might be donning a Team Ireland cap. I don't know. O'Shea, that is an Irish last name, if we all know. Yeah, I might be playing for Team Ireland. Yep. Yeah, it's a joke. But yeah, that's kind of why some of these like American-born players, like even Freddie Freeman, his parents were from Canada, but that's why he kind of played for Team Canada in the World Baseball Classic last time around. Marcus Stroman, he's American-born, but they wouldn't put him in Team USA, so he decided, you know what, it looks like I got some Puerto Rican heritage. I might pitch for Team Puerto Rico. All right. All power to you. Go do it. Yeah. All right. All right. And then next, so back to Ranger Suarez, our newest Red Sox pitching ace. He will be playing for Team Venezuela, or pitching for Team Venezuela. Congrats. That's me trying to clap, but I also have a phone in my hand. All right, and then Wilson Contreras, our new bat. He will also be playing for Team Venezuela. Congrats. Yeah. All right. And also, Willie Abreu will also be playing for Team Venezuela. Congrats. Greg Weiser will be playing for Team Italy. Huh, that's strange. Must have some Italian heritage. All right. Well, congrats. Weiser doesn't sound like an Italian last name. I don't know. Maybe one of his parents is. I don't know. All right. Brian Bayo, one of our pitching aces. He will be playing for Team Dominican Republic. Congrats. All right. And then Yavani Moran will be playing for Team Puerto Rico. Huh. He must be a reliever. I don't remember. I kind of somewhat remember him. I don't know. Well, anyway, congrats. All right. Eduardo Rivera. These must be minor leaguers also, too. He'll be playing for Team Puerto Rico. All right, well, congrats, too. Jeez. All right. Nate Eaton will be playing for Team Great Britain. Yuck. Well, anyway, congrats. All right, and then Jack Anderson. Man, this is another person, too. This must be a Portland. Yeah, it is a Portland Sea Dog. Team Great Britain. Well, congrats. All right. Tehran Guerrero, Team Colombia. Huh, this must be another dude. Well, congrats, too. This must be organizational stuff, too. Where's Chapman at? I was about to say, shouldn't he be playing for... Yeah. Huh. I thought he was playing for Team Great Britain also, too. Well, anyway, he's also on there, too. I don't think it was listed on this thing. But anyway, congrats. And may the best team win. Well, I mean, probably will be America, maybe Japan. Yeah. I did see Yoshida. It looks like he won't pitch in the World Baseball Classic. Not Yoshida, sorry. Ohtani, sorry, not Yoshida. Ugh. But yes, Ohtani won't be pitching in the World Baseball Classic, but he will still be a bad like DH and stuff like that, which is totally fine. Yeah, I don't care. He doesn't play for the Red Sox, so I mean, yeah. All right. So other news. So it looks like tonight also looks like the NFL announced um, their AP poll award winners, and it looks like we have a few Patriots that won that award. Mostly our two coaches, our head coach and offensive coordinator. Yeah, it looks like Drake May kind of got screwed in some of these awards too, man. But still, yeah, I don't think he won. Yeah, but also a former New England Patriot looks like he will be in Canton this summer or be inducted in the Canton this summer. But yeah, so let's talk about it. All right, so it looks like Mike Vrabel has been named your AP Coach of the Year. Congrats! Hooray! Hope it also is added on with a Super Bowl win on Sunday. So hopefully, yeah, for a first year head coach like him, and also a former Super Bowl champion, and also somewhat a Bill Belichick disciple. All right. Anyway, and also too, assistant coach of the year looks like a former Belichick assistant and our offensive coordinator. Mr. Josh McDaniels is your assistant coach of the year. Congrats to him. Hooray! Yeah. All right. Nice. It looks like still some of these awards are still coming in, so maybe won't go too much in the depth, but it looks like, yeah, Drake May didn't win MVP, didn't win any of the awards so it looks like Matt Stafford won MVP, I think. Well, I mean, congrats to him. He had a pretty good season too for the Rams, so I mean, can't really hate on that. Yeah. So it looks like also this year or tonight, the class of 2026 Hall of Fame has been announced, and it looks like a former New England Patriot in Adam Vinatieri, our kicker, and technically, in my opinion, the greatest kicker in not only New England Patriots history but NFL history, in Adam Vinatieri, who made some very spectacular, game-winning, memorable kicks that won us Super Bowls and titles. He's going into Canton this summer as part of the class of 2026. Congrats to him, Adam Vinatieri. You'll be standing in the Hall of Fame. Yeah. Should be Belichick joining with you, but apparently the voters think otherwise. We don't want him in because he's a cheater. I don't know. They acted like that's not the reason they didn't vote him out, but I feel like it was. I really felt like just the whole like we hate the Patriots and this like are sticking to them. Well, it looks like Drake May did kind of win an award. The FedEx Air Player of the Year award. All right. Can't really hate on that. All right. Sort of. Not sure how big of an award that is, but okay. I didn't. All right. Oh, it looks like the Red Sox did announce World Baseball Classic, the actual team. And yeah, I want to see if like hold on. I want to see if doesn't look like Chapman got listed on here at all. Maybe he's not going. I don't know because yeah, they announced the list. Hmm. I don't know. Maybe he is. Maybe he's not. I don't know. All right, we're gonna start wrapping up. So one more final thing. It looks like Bruins star player David Pastrnak will be flag bearer for Team Czechia or Team Czechia in the Winter Olympics. So he'll be be the flag bearer during the Winter Olympics ceremonies, and it looks like, or during the Winter Olympics ceremonies for Czechia, or basically the Czech Republic. I think they will refer to it as Czechia now. Yeah. But yeah, congrats to him. Man, we're getting claps all around. Yeah. But anyway, yeah, good. So yeah, that's kind of a nice little thing to see. Yeah, nice. A Bruin. A Bruin is a flag bearer. That is a nice ring. That really is nice. Yep. Old pasta. Yeah. Mm. All right, that's it. As I said, Celtics play tomorrow. That's the only Boston team playing tomorrow. They're back at home against the Miami Heat, so we might see a Vucevic debut, and maybe the guy we got in return from Utah for a Bougier. So it looks like yeah, that game will be a 6:30 start, 7:30 Eastern time. But whatever time zone you live in the world, you know what to do. Check what time it is in your time zone and tune in. All right, we're gonna call it a night. All right, thank you guys for listening. And see you tomorrow night. Banyana to recap Celtics and Heat.